Hi, and welcome to Angie's Tasty Tuesday, brought to you by Transition Nutrition and Fitness Coaching. I'm Angie, and I'm here every Tuesday to bring you a new and delicious whole food plant-based recipe that you can incorporate into your family's weekly menu. Because January has got such a lack of color, this month we're focusing on bringing all those colorful fruits and vegetables into our meal planning to make sure we get all of those phytonutrients and minerals that we need to keep our immune system nice and strong. Today we're going to be making oven roasted vegetables with a balsamic vinegar and Italian seasoning coating to go on them. So let's get started. We're going to start by making the sauce that we're going to pour over our vegetables and baste them with. I have the aquafaba, which is the juice from 1 can of chickpeas. And we use that in place of any kind of oil to coat our vegetables and help it stick to them better. I have a ½ cup of balsamic vinegar that's infused with Italian herbs. I like to use the Fustini's Herbs of Naples, but any balsamic vinegar that you want to use will work. You just might need to add a few more seasonings if you get one that doesn't already have some seasoning to it. I have a ½ cup of the balsamic Herbs of Naples. And then I have 2 tablespoons of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of oregano, and 1 tablespoon of thyme that I've put in the spice grinder and ground together into a fine powder, because we don't like to have those little sticks when we're eating our vegetables, and this gives you the flavor without having all the little sticks. So I'm going to put that in there. And then I have about 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. I hand mince this. It's not the jarred kind, so it's not quite as strong. But if you really like garlic, that's what I like a lot. If you just like a little bit of garlic, put maybe 2 tablespoons in, adjust it to your taste. But we really like garlic. So I'm going to put the 4 tablespoons of hand minced garlic. And then I'm going to whisk all of that together to create my basting sauce that I'm going to use for my vegetables. I've preheated the oven to 425. And I have pre-chopped the vegetables so that you don't have to watch me chop up food. We do need a large bowl, and for this one, I absolutely love my 42 cup That's a Bowl from Tupperware. It is nice and huge. So we're going to start putting our vegetables into our bowl. We're going to start off with about a ½ bag of bagged broccoli. Now, one of the things that's important is if you buy a crown of broccoli and you're going to cook it, you want to make sure you always chop your broccoli about 15 to 20 minutes before you use it, because there is a chemical reaction that takes place that reduces and increases the amount of phytonutrients and chemicals that are good for you that you get out of the broccoli. So always make sure you chop and let it sit. And that goes true for cauliflower and any of your cruciferous vegetables. So I've got my broccoli. Then I have a bag of fingerling potatoes and a partial bag of little tiny red potatoes that I've cut into bite-sized pieces. I would say about 1 inch, whatever you consider a bite size for you. Then I have a bag of multicolored carrots. If you've never had these little red carrots, you are missing out. They are the sweetest, most delicious carrots you'll ever taste. And because they don't always have a lot of red carrots in the bag, I always grab like 2 or 3 of the regular red carrots and chop those up to add to my mix. Then I have about 8 ounces of baby Bella mushrooms. You can also use shiitake or whatever your favorite mushroom might happen to be. I like the baby portobellos. They give kind of a meaty umami flavor to the vegetables. I have 1 red bell pepper and 1 orange bell pepper that I've cut into strips and then half the strips. Remember, we want to eat that rainbow, so we're getting all these beautiful colors in our big bowl. Last but not least, I have 2 small, you could do 1 large, red onion that I've cut into strips. And the strips will fall apart as you stir your vegetables up, but you want the little strips so that they give that flavor all through your vegetables. So now I'm just going to use my hands, they are clean, and you're going to mix all these vegetables up together. Isn't that just beautiful rainbow color of vitamins and minerals and all things that are good for you? Now I'm going to take the mix. I'm going to give it another good stir. And I'm going to pour that all over my vegetables. Meanwhile, I've lined a very large baking pan with parchment paper, and I'm going to use that to put my vegetables on so that they don't stick to the pan. You're going to give this a good stir. You want all of your vegetables coated nice and evenly with your sauce. Isn't that just beautiful? Now, the one problem I've had in the past when I've tried to roast vegetables is some of them start to brown or get too charred. And so to start off, we're going to cover these with foil for the first 30 minutes so that they're really kind of getting steamed as they roast in the oven. Then we'll take the foil off for the last 10 minutes and let them brown up. Be right back and we'll put, all right, we've got our big baking pan covered with parchment paper. Now we're going to dump out all those beautiful vegetables onto our roasting pan or our baking pan. And we're going to lay them out, spread them out nice and even. What a beautiful, it reminds me of a lobster bake, but we don't have to kill any poor lobsters to make it pretty. And if you have a couple of chunks of onion that didn't break up, you can just use your fingers to go ahead and break them up so that they're spread out between the veggies to distribute all that good flavor. And now what I like to do is take my black pepper, give a little bit generous shake over my veggies, and my Benson's Table Tasty salt substitute. Again, just give a generous little shake over the top. And now we're going to cover it with aluminum foil and put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. So while our veggies are cooking, we're going to put in a few movement moments. One I like to do is I put my hands on the counter, and this is for your inner and outer thigh and your hip area, and I just do side kicks. I do about 3 sets of 10 on each side. You want to make sure you do all on one side first, and then switch to the other side and do 10 to that side. That helps keep our hips limber and helps keep our inner and outer thighs strong, and we don't have those saggy baggy legs that we don't want to get. Our next movement moment is going to be a side lunge. Now, if these are difficult for you, try to just hold on to something behind you or in front of you to help you balance a little bit, but you should be able to work up to them fairly soon. So we're going to step out to the side, bend down, keeping our body up and our chest up, and come back. Again, out, down, and come back. If you're having balance issues, you can always put your arms out in front of you to help you balance. And then you would do 3 sets to 4 sets of 10 on each side. Again, side lunges. We want to keep those big muscles strong and tight and keep ourselves limber. Now today we're going to do a movement moment for that part of our arms that as we age tends to wave back, and that's when we wave to people. We're going to do some tricep kickbacks. Notice I've got 2 large cans of garbanzo beans. These are just a little less than 2.5 pounds. You can work your way up to some heavier things like a half a jug of milk, but for now we're going to start off with these. You're going to stand, I'm going to stand like this so you can see me. Bend over, and you're going to hold these at your side and just kick them straight back. Make sure you're contracting that tricep muscle on the back of your arm and holding it for just a couple of seconds at the top. You want a really good squeeze at the top. Do 15 to 20 of those, 3 sets, and you'll be on your way to getting rid of that little back wing on the back of your arm. So after 30 minutes, we're going to take it out. We're going to remove the aluminum foil. And we're going to give it a little bit of a stir. So we're going to make sure that coating is all redistributed on top of our vegetables. They're going to stick it back in the oven for about an additional 10 minutes or until you start to see the broccoli and the other vegetables start to get that brown, like glazed look to them. Usually it's about 10 minutes, but look at that beautiful color. So here we have our Italian seasoned balsamic roasted vegetables on a bed of brown rice. ready to serve. It's not only beautiful, look at all of the amazing color. It's so good for you. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as my family does. Please reach out and connect with me on some of my other social media at Instagram, Facebook, or on my webpage, especially if you're interested in having more one-on-one interaction for maybe personal menus, a workout routine, or any other reason. Thank you to all of you who are taking the time to make comments. It really makes my day and makes me feel like there's somebody on the other side of the camera when I hear from you. I enjoy every single comment and I try to reply to every single one as quick as I get it. Now, remember, if you'd like to see more videos like this, you can find them here and here, and please remember to hit that subscribe button. We're getting so close to 500. And until next time, remember, plants are the best medicine.